The pendulum has shifted quite hard, especially in the Western society, Western world, where if it wasn't safe to be a woman in past, now in modern times we can clearly see that the system has gone quite hard against men, males, masculinity, and a lot of men cannot be men anymore because that will lead to certain consequences and risks, and men still get punished for being men harshly, not just criticized, but even having financial and legal consequences as well because of that, or even criminal charges as well. So yeah, there are a lot of men who don't feel safe because how society has treated them. It was like a pendulum shift when in the past women were exploited a lot, and then came the women's rights and empowerment movement. Intention good, right? To kind of make the game equal for both sexes and genders. But what it did also was it went from one extreme to another extreme, from total disempowerment to act of war against men in many instances and cases. And that happened a lot of times also unconsciously, not always consciously. It also happened unconsciously when women wanted to make sure that the trauma that they experienced or received from previous generations in their energy field, in their DNA, will not be experienced in this lifetime. And so to make sure that they raised boys in a way that they would turn to be harmless beings. On one hand, good. It means that, well, if I'm a woman, I won't be abused or attacked by this harmless man-child, this boy who is in a grown-up body. But at the same time, there won't be men around to protect you as well from other dangers or to support you. So yeah, it's these are the, I guess, the unforeseen consequences as well. At the same time, you're happy as a woman to be strong, to be independent, but more and more you also hear that a lot of independent women are getting more tired energetically, physically, emotionally, mentally. It's like, on one hand, they have achieved this notion of I'm independent, but there is another part of them that gets tired and doesn't want to play this game of copying the men, being the same as men, because it's exhausting to them. Their energy was not meant to be like that. So yeah, it's very difficult. On one hand, like extreme feminists were very happy to downgrade masculinity, diminish, dismiss so that they can rise to the power. But what it left was an environment where more and more politics of suppression could be implemented because there were not enough resistance of men. Like everything could be introduced without much pushback. And that leaves us as a society in a very dangerous place as well. So, yes, again, it's understandable to equalize the playing field so the men and women have equal rights. But equal rights doesn't mean sameness of the both genders or sexes. Men and women are equal, but they are not the same. Even though many women try to act like they are the same as men, and then wonder, why do they get so tired and exhausted of playing this game? Why do they get so bitter, resentful? Why there is lack of fulfillment behind this mask of I'm empowered and I'm independent woman? Why is it there? Because of the unmet emotional needs. Those needs are not fulfilled. And there are needs that we can fill us, ourselves, and then there are needs, relational needs, that can only be fulfilled by other people, including men. And so excluding men from the life or the game of life, in my opinion, is a huge mistake that will only hurt you back over time. Same goes for women. Same goes for men who are so upset with being betrayed and punished by the legal system that or being cheated or betrayed, that a lot of men have no trust in the collective feminine anymore, and they feel completely withdrawn from the game of life. But that only mirrors their woundedness and their traumas and what needs to be worked on emotionally and mentally. But long term, it's like, as a man, you can only fulfill a certain amount of your needs, not all of your needs. Because if you're a man and you crave for that connection with the opposite gender and sex, well, it's not gonna go away anywhere. So we men and women together, we need to figure out how to bridge this gap and how to restore faith in one another. I believe it's possible. And we all came here to achieve this big global mission.